Let's go back to Australia. Here's Penny Wong again, trying further double flips. I mean, she should be in the circus doing on a trapeze, the way she manages to twist the facts around. The reality is, folks, Australia, over the weekend on Friday, has voted in the United Nations to push towards the recognition of Palestine as a state. Here's Penny Wong trying to justify this. This goes against everything. This is rewarding terrorism, as Tony Abbott has pointed out. And Scott Morrison has come out with a terrific statement saying this is the most hostile act by any Australian government in history towards Israel. Well done, Scott Morrison. Absolutely true. Here's Penny Wong again, backflipping, doing whatever she does.
This vote is not about whether Australia recognises Palestine. We will do that when we think the time is right. What we would say, and what I do say, is Australia no longer believes that recognition can only come at the end of a peace process. It could occur as part of a peace process.
This is insane. This is completely insane.
Does she know what she voted on?
It makes no sense whatsoever. She says, we're not voting for a recognition of Palestine, of the Palestinian state, but that's what you just voted for. And along with Iran and Tajikistan and China and Russia, that's who you voted for. Canada didn't vote for it. The UK didn't vote for it. Even Papua New Guinea didn't vote for it, yet Australia has sided with the worst of the worst. This is a complete rejection, if you like, of our friendship with Israel, and it is a rewarding of terror and a rewarding to Hamas, encouraging them to go forward. Now, this is a disgrace. Australia stands utterly embarrassed. I'll be talking more about that later. James.
Well, I was just going to say, it really occurs to me here that when you listen to the way that they play this double game here, Penny Wong's playing the same sort of thing here.
Yep.
Put aside all the domestic political concerns which are driving a lot of this Labor policy right now. We can talk about that later. But the other thing, too, is that it is so ironic to me that so many people on the left side of politics love to pay lip service to the idea of democracy being under threat, the West being under threat, Russia, China, whatever. But when it comes to Israel, and here we have a democracy, a liberal democracy that is under existential threat, and a friend of ours, under existential threat by a murderous, totalitarian, thuggish regime with the strings being pulled in Iran, a murderous, thuggish, theocratic regime that hates not just Jews, but the entire West, including democracies like ours. The rhetoric on other issues where democracy and West and the freedom is under threat really falls completely flat. This blind spot that they have on Israel, and I think it comes from the left, not only that there's this anti-Semitism on the left, but also that throughout the left there's a real rejection of the Western Enlightenment project. They don't like it, they don't trust it,
of course
and
they don't.
They want to see
and I'll be talking about that a little bit after the break, but of course, there are domestic considerations here. There are a lot more Muslim voters, and they're often concentrated in seats held by Labor. They're worried about a backlash there. We saw similar concerns in the UK. But I think it goes deeper than that with Labor and the left in general. This is in their DNA. They do have this anti-West sentiment, this neo-Marxist mind frame where they look at everything.
They lapped it up in university, Rita.
And that's why this shouldn't shock us. It might disappoint us, but it shouldn't shock us because this is who they are.
This is who they are. Josh Burns, the Jewish Labor Member of Parliament, has come out. So, Penny Wong, congratulations, Albo. Well done. You've managed to alienate and split left-wing Jews from the Labor Party. He's come out with a strong statement opposing the decision by Penny Wong, the vote by Australia in the United Nations. I say again, I've said it many times before, Labor, the Greens and the Teals are no friend of the Jews in this country. If you are a supporter of Israel, supporter of Judaism, Jewish connections to Judaism, whatever, you should not and must not be voting Teal, Green or Labor, because they are not your friend, they are your enemy. Understand that clearly. That is why we have elections, and that is why this mob must be turfed out at the next election, along with the Teals.